Welcome to Red Shoe Speak. I'm Lisa Cruz.
And I'm Tom Clifford. Happy Friday, Lisa.
It's killing you, isn't it?
No, it is not killing me. I'm good.
We have some good stuff to talk about.
Oh man, good stuff to talk about. Okay, we're going there right now. I gotta go. Get it up. I should have had it already primed, but it's close.
So the one that you sent me a few days ago is about a woman who goes into a bar/restaurant and tweets something negative about the bartender.
Tweet something negative about the bartender. Actually, an active participant in the purchasing, spending money process. Bartender goes over to the general manager.
Because he saw it.
Oh yeah,
Somebody was monitoring.
Someone was monitoring the Twitter stream. Went over to the general manager, or somehow the general manager got involved. Placed a phone call to the bartender. Said, "Will you hand me? Will you give the phone to that lady?" Somehow they knew it was her, and sent out, told her that she needed to leave.
Oh, there's so many different ways to look at this. So, first of all, she called him a twerp, I believe it was, and another word I'm probably not going to repeat online.
With a bad hashtag, not a good hashtag.
Not a good hashtag at all. So was she right, or was the manager right or wrong in kicking her out? And the story that we read referenced something about Twitter being a fine line between public and private. And that stuck out weird to me because obviously, to me, everything we put online is public. So,
oh, right.
So it
what part of social media is private?
There isn't.
The only thing that's public, or the only thing that's private, is if you've kept it to yourself.
Yeah, that's about it.
In these day and age,
if you had a thought.
That's right. If I don't want anybody to know about it, I keep it to myself.
Exactly. So it's just kind of interesting. I mean, there's a lot of different ways to look at it. I guess if I were in the bartender or manager's shoes, I wouldn't have taken such drastic action, but I would have jokingly went up to her and said, "So you think I'm a twerp, huh?" And I would have started to engage with her kind of jokingly like that and say, "You know what, here's a drink on the house just because I'm such a jerk today." Or something like that.
It seemed like there wasn't as thick a skin as you would think. I mean, one tweet and you get kicked out of I don't know, that doesn't seem right.
Somebody was having a bad day.
Woke up on the wrong side of the bed.
Yes.
Not me. I'm in a good mood today.
Yeah, so am I. So I guess that's just how I would have handled it, but, on the flip side, it just makes you think about what you're putting out there, even though it's an online space, it's not private, and still to remember, you don't know if somebody you're directing a tweet at is going to see it or not, and people have feelings. Just because you're putting it online doesn't mean people aren't hurt by something.
No, that's a good point. That's a very good point. Because you don't see the mannerism, you don't know if there's a tongue-in-cheek type of situation.
You have no idea.
You have nothing. I mean, just like we've talked about emails.
Yes.
And certainly something that wasn't meant to be negative could become negative very, very easily.
Exactly.
Very easily.
So, it's a great story. Now, what was the other one we wanted to talk about
Other great story
today?
we want to talk about on the positive side was Peter Shankman. Peter Shankman, we saw him. He came to Green Bay, so we appreciate that. He was in the middle of his business day on the end of a day trip to Florida, and before he had to turn off his phone, he tweeted this out: "Hey Mortons, can you meet me at the Newark airport with a porterhouse when I land in 2 hours? K, thanks," and a smiley face. Very tongue-in-cheek, but the people at Morton's had their ears on, and a guy in a tuxedo met him at Newark Airport with a bag and a porterhouse steak. How awesome is that?
That is just a dream come true for a company like that.
And
to have that opportunity.
Right. You think about this, and you think about, okay, probably a $100 meal. But to think about the PR that came out of this, I mean, there's no greater PR man that I can think of. Peter Shankman, you're the PR woman, so that's why. But you think about, he put it on his blog. He's had over 150 replies to this. It was tweeted over and over and over. But in his posting, he goes on to say, I don't think it had anything to do with how many followers I had or who I was. He felt that this was the way they would have handled anybody. And I don't know if that's 100% true.
I don't know.
But he says he's always had great customer service. And does everybody know who he is every place he goes?
Well, I can share with you that I used to do PR for a certain steakhouse. And in the olden days of PR, we did keep a file on and have a list of restaurant reviewers. And that's not uncommon.
And you'd have like a little dossier / picture of that person, so you knew when they came in that
exactly.
they got... Okay, now that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, so keep that in mind. But, you know, regardless, it's nice. It's great. They know what they're doing. I think it's fantastic. I mean, it's an opportunity that doesn't come up.
He claims it wasn't a setup, so he claims it wasn't done ahead of time.
Yeah.
I think what this means is that they, regardless of the person, they had their ears on. That's exactly right. They had their ears on. They were, tapped into what was going on. They capitalized on it. Inside the park home run, there you go.
Yep.
Beautiful.
So the true test is if Morton's shows up here now with some steaks for us.
Morton's is far away. Milwaukee?
That's okay. You can FedEx stuff like that. So let us know what you think about Peter Shankman's experience with Morton's and Twitter and them responding.
Pound Red Shoes Speak to be part of the conversation. I am Tom Clifford.
I'm Lisa Cruz. Thank you.
Thank you very much.